tell me about just like what's going on with this meet so far, because we've got a fun lineup. It's in an interesting spot in the season where you're kind of like peak training, but it's not taper yet. So
I know. That's literally how I felt yesterday. So yesterday I had the 100 free and 50 back, which to me are like two of my favorite events, where I really just wanted to pop off like so bad. But I think you're right, like in the peak training and you're about to taper, like, and you kind of are like wanting to just always perform well. I mean, every time I go to a meet, I'm like, I want to get a best time. You know what I mean? Just like naturally, you kind of just want to see what you can do under any circumstances.
Sure, yeah.
And for me, it's been a little bit different because I'm training with Herbie. So I've like transitioned into full-on sprint training.
Oh, okay.
Which has, I think I didn't realize how much I would have to.
What was up, this? Perfect timing. Sorry, you trained with Herbie.
Yeah, I'm training with Herbie, so I think I didn't realize how much of an adjustment it would be, because like I come from mid D-ish vibe at Georgia, and coming to train with Herbie, I'm like, well, I'm doing less yardage, you know, like overall, so I should be just like on fire
so fresh,
all the time, so fresh all the time. But it really isn't like that. The intensity is so high every single practice. I mean, we get recovery days, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just adjusting to that. Super excited to get more rest.
I saw you after 50 back, I think, yesterday, and I couldn't tell like what the vibe was, you know, like
I was super pumped because I dropped like 4/10 and it felt really better. For me, it's really all about feel. Like I know the race is gonna burn or whatever, but I just really like to feel like like swimming my stroke, that I'm not like forcing anything or I'm like tightening up or something. Like I like to feel like I'm literally flowing through the water. That's like my favorite part of swimming, you know, like just to be like smooth in the water. Like I'm just, you know, you get into that flow. Like,
are you somebody who feels that way throughout the season, or does it take freshening up for you to be able to feel what you're talking about?
I think it takes freshening up. Like I'm starting to learn that, and I'm starting to like pump the brakes on my frustration, because yesterday I definitely was, because I'm like, I feel the flow like on a 25 off the blocks, like whatever, like prep, like during my warm-up, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna rip, you know. But then like actually putting together a race, like I've been doing it for long enough that I would think that, but I've changed so many modalities that it's like really interesting to actually see like this change. But I think I definitely need like rest to really like get there. And I would be lying if I said there wasn't like, okay, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna rip, so I'm putting this like maybe added pressure on myself, even though it's a TYR Pro. But like you want to swim fast, you want to win, you know. So that's how I feel.
Do you are you the kind of person who will like gain a lot of your confidence from swims in season? Like, I guess my point is, do you need a fast time in season to gain confidence, or is there sort of like a stroke count or like something technically that you're trying to get after, the way that you're able to finish a race, even though you know the time is a second and a half, 2 seconds off, even in 100, that you're going to go tapered? Are you able to translate kind of the learnings from that to, okay, well, 5 weeks time, 6 weeks time with a full taper and a shave, that what I just executed then translates to what I aim to achieve at the end of the year? Like, are you able to take things like that away?
I am, like, with a bit of struggle at first, you know? It's just kind of, I definitely, I think, like heading into this meet, I'm like, okay, like to get some really dope times, like 6 weeks out of trials would be so awesome, you know? But you're right with like the feel or the stroke count or, sorry, what were you gonna say?
Well, I mean, I was just saying like, it'd be sick, but like, it could go too fast, right?
Or something,
You could be too fresh and be like, oh shit.
I mean, I feel like in sport, like, I don't know how you felt when you swam, but like, you end up taking positives away from anything that you do, and things you can learn from as well. So it's like, no matter how this meet would go, I'm like, no, I'm straight. Like, I'm heading into, you know, funneling into trials, and it'll be dope. But you're right. I think like wanting to go a fast time now is just something that's comparative, but like everyone's journey is their own journey.
Sure.
You know, without sounding corny, but it's kind of true.
It's very corny.
Yeah.
no, it's true. It's true.
Yeah. Like, yeah. For me, it's feel more.
Okay.
So I'm super pumped about my 50 bag, but also I gain confidence from training. I gain confidence from being consistent, like racing at practice and being able to just like do repeat efforts. Like, so I'm like, this is awesome because this is not how I've trained before.
Sure.
So I know that when I get rest and my muscles really recover, how they will on taper, then it'll be right where I need to be, you know? But I think I'm just training so differently that I really like don't know, because how I've trained before is really like mid-D. You drop taper a little and you like are good.
Are there any things that like, so at this point of your career, I would imagine you know your body and your needs pretty well, but as you just pointed out, like being in a different training program that's different throughout the year changes your body in ways that maybe, you know, you don't know yet exactly how they perform. So what are some of the things that, as you go into kind of a meet peak preparation season, that you can look to kind of course correct and give feedback to your coaches on, like, hey, these are the things that I need, and do you have the kind of relationship with Herbie where you can express that?
Yes, like my relationship with Herbie is so awesome. Like it's this like two-way street. It's like a collaborative process, which is so awesome. Like yesterday, after like the 100 free and 50 back, I wanted to go faster, wasn't too pleased. But he was like, okay, tell me like 2 things that were positive, 1 thing you can work on from both. And I was pissed. I was like, man, like that. And he was like, no, come on, like let's, and I find that really awesome in a coach who's just like really supportive and really positive, and he really brings that like out of me, like to be positive, to look forward, and to completely trust what we're doing. This is something that I lean on so heavily. In terms of like something specifically, like I just rest. I think just rest. Like this is, honestly, this is like, even though I've been in the sport for so long, I know my body, being in a totally different training situation and group and vibe, like I am learning it, learning how my body adapts to it too. Because like I said, came in with the intention to go a certain time here, didn't hit that. Okay, well, you're in this point in training, your body's responding to this training this way. When rest comes, let's see. And it's like this delayed gratification every swimmer really knows. And it can be so frustrating and annoying. But as long as I like lean into trust, I feel like that relaxes your nervous system, relaxes your body, and then you're like just better off that way. Even though you want to be mad,
it feels good to win meets like this, but it also, it takes a lot of confidence too, to just not worry about anything else that happens and just focus on like, okay, where you are in the season, what that was on the scoreboard, and honestly, maybe not even what was on the scoreboard, like, okay, what did I take away from that? How'd the race feel? Was I able to do sort of the things tactically that I was aiming to achieve at this point? Which sometimes is tough when you're like competing against, not everybody's here obviously, but I mean, there's others here.
But a good handful. And like something that Herbie does when we're like in season like this is like, okay, 5 kicks off every wall, 7 kicks, 9 kicks off this wall, build into this turn, breathe every 4. So it's like these technical things that if you can master while you're tired, when you're tapering, it's gonna fly. This is totally different, but I'm loving it. It's a challenge, 100% a challenge. But it's just amazing to have the support, not only from Herbie, but Bob and all the teammates like that are around. Like, I don't know if you saw, Johnny Kulo has been popping off best times. He's a freshman. Been on fire. He's on fire.
I know, I saw him at NCAAs.
Yeah. He's a beast, It's
so crazy. What about this time of year? So it's like, if you're each season, maybe it's not new every time, but and swimming isn't a sport that has a ton of innovation, even though we have like the new backstroke rule. I don't know if that really affects you, but like. Yeah,
I practiced a different finish. Yeah,
what did you do?
Well, because like Herbie just tries to find ways to be like the most technically advanced that you can be, So we practiced for like 2 days doing like a backstroke finish underwater, like at the flags, like diving down, dolphin kicking on your side and into the finish with fins on. Money, like, it's so dope. But like, I'm pretty long, so actually diving down, tipping my head back, getting into the side dolphin and dolphin kicking into the wall. What's up, Mel?
No.
Is actually ended up slowing me down. But I actually love the rule because I do finish. I dolphin kick into the wall.
Have you ever gotten DQ'd for it?
No.
Nice. Then now you won't.
Yeah, you know, but I'm definitely one to like dolphin kick into the wall. Dive down, dolphin kick, hoping that my toe is like above the water before my head pops up.
Sure. Yeah.
So I love the new rule, but I can't imagine, like, I don't know, I could see someone like perfecting it into the wall.
You think?
Yeah, I could see like.
I feel like we need to see it.
Yo, I could see like Kira Toussaint doing it.
Okay. Oh,
her
sure. Yeah.
breakouts are like crazy.
Yeah.
Her finish is like
she
really
does that top
unique.
arm breakout and
yeah. So I could see her doing it, but I think the dive down is gonna cost you. Like we timed it.
Yeah.
And I want to say, I mean, it was a few tenths slower. Like,
yeah.
So what's the point?
I can't think of anybody who would do it.
And also, I'm like, as much as I love the new school, I'm a huge traditionalist. Like, I feel like I'd be disrespecting like Aaron Pearsall if I were to dive under the flags. Like, I'd be like, bro, I'm so sorry.
And we're in his neck of the woods too, so you can't do it. Yeah.
I literally couldn't do it. And like, but I told Herbie that I'm like, you know, like, is this disrespecting backstroke? And he's like, it's the rule. The rule has changed. The sport is evolving. Let's try it. And I'm like, okay, like pulling teeth to try new stuff.
Imagine if all these breaststrokers thought, oh, are we disrespecting breaststroke because we're putting our head underwater?
That's literally what he said. And I was like, it's not the same. Breaststrokers and backstrokers are two breeds of people.
Oh, one day in your life, at some point in your life, there's going to be these crazy rules and you're going to be like, that's not how backstroke is supposed to be swum.
I know.
What about, so this time of the year, you're also dialing in equipment too. Is there anything that you're just like kind of dialing in the fit and everything at this meet?
Equipment? How do you mean?
Like suits, goggles, I don't know. Anything?
Oh, yeah. So FINIS just came out with the new Hydro X. So that's like my main equipment. At a meet, like we like.
You've been with them for a while, haven't you?
Yeah, since 2017.
Nice.
Fresh out of college, signed with them. So I've been with them
Humble
for
brag.
a minute. Huh?
Humble brag.
Yeah, I've been pro for a minute. And they just came out with a new suit and I love it. It's like single ply. It's very like flexible, which I love so much. Their FINIS Rival 2.0 was double plied in the legs. And the seams are a lot more, they have a lot more compression if you're into that. But I do like wearing a suit. Like I can literally wear the FINIS Hydro X like 10 times and it feels like the same the 10th time as it does the first time.
Why is that so hard for suit companies to figure out? That's good to know about the FINIS because I feel like there's so many other suits that I'd worn and it's like 2-3 wears. Yeah, I mean, and it does, no matter what, the second wear feels like a very different suit. So to get 10 of them is...
No, I love it. I mean, like, especially, I'm just a leg-driven swimmer, so I like to feel fresh. Like, it's super buoyant, compressive, like, just enough, but, like, I'm not, like, you know, at the end of a race type of thing.
Since you've been with them through the partnership, have you had the opportunity to kind of put your stamp on and influence, give product feedback, and like see the evolution continue in like their suit technology?
Yeah, it's been dope to see their evolution. I haven't been really too hands-on because they've got their suit designer in Asia, so it'd be like really hard to travel during training and do that. But they always keep me abreast to all the changes that are happening, which is so awesome because, yeah, I like, you know, knowing what's up, like knowing what's fresh and new, and the fact that they're coming out with a new suit and it's money. It's literally so awesome. Like, I love being a part of that. I
got a few quick ones before I let you go.
Okay, I have to go warm up soon.
Yeah, I know.
I have like 1 more minute.
What does Google say that your net worth is?
like 2 mil. My mom told me that.
What's the craziest thing you've ever seen somebody do in practice?
Oh my gosh, the craziest thing. Honestly, what stands out to me is Luca Orlando. When I was back at Georgia, his shoulder was like messed up like a few years back, and he push kicked like a 103 or something with a board, long course dolphin kick with a board.
Jeez.
That's disgusting.
All right.
That's disgusting to me.
Tonight, women's 2 free, men's 2 back. Which one has the faster winning time?
Faster winning time? I'm gonna say women's 2 free.
There it is. We got
Thank
it.
you.
Thanks.
Yeah, peace.